One of the most exciting sectors in India, in our economy, is civil aviation. Think about it. Just a couple of years ago, Indian consumers had very little choices, but now with the emergence of several large airlines, with a very proactive government policy, we are among the largest in the world. We've got a very special guest with us, Mohan Naidu, the Civil Aviation Minister. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Let's reflect a little on that first. Do you believe that India can be a major international hub going forward in the way that, let us say, Dubai is?
Absolutely. Just to start with, India is the third largest domestic civil aviation market today. And totally we believe that it can be number one in the coming days. The progress that we are seeing with 10% to 15% growth rate in civil aviation. And one of the priority areas for us to create the hub. I feel not just the push is coming from the own government itself and from India, but geographically, strategically, if you look at the positioning of India, there is a natural push there of India emerging as a hub. So everything is playing along, and I totally believe that we are going to emerge as a hub in the coming days.
That also depends on the government and the private sector working together. For example, we've got record aircraft orders from Indigo and Air India. Nobody would have imagined, India buying so many aircraft. That has to be matched by infrastructure on the ground, whether it's airports, more runways, and a lot of that. Do you believe that might be your biggest challenge, matching infrastructure with the demand and the orders?
In fact, when we talk about infrastructure, we have already started building up the infrastructure. In the last 10 years itself, from 74 airports, we have grown up to 159 airports. So the airlines have to catch up now. The demand is there, the infrastructure is there, and even the existing airports which are there, we have expanded the capacity because we believe that in the coming days, the traffic is going to grow more and more. And like you said, if you look at the global orders also, India has the most orders for aircraft fleet now. So what we are trying to do as the government is encourage these manufacturers to give us the orders at the earliest, because we feel the demand is already there. And what we need is the more aircrafts coming in to cater for the demand, to provide more connectivity and to provide more affordable rates also.
Are you satisfied at the pace at which aviation professionals are being trained, whether it's pilots or cabin crew? Because that is an ecosystem which has to grow at the same pace at which the sector is growing.
Absolutely. Right now, we have a good capacity of training happening, let it be the pilots or the aircraft maintenance engineers or whoever is involved in the aviation sector. But like I said, we have more than 2,000 orders in place today. And imagine when these aircrafts come, the number of workforce that you would need in aviation itself. So we are trying to expand the skilling and training centers that we have. We are talking with Airbus, we are talking with Boeing, we are letting them open more simulator facilities, and we are spreading our airport network which we have. There are these smaller airports where the activity is little less. So we are trying to cater them for flight training organizations so we can have more pilot training organizations. So we have that vision in mind that we would need more workforce into the aviation sector, and there is a conscious push from the government itself. And the opportunity here is not just the 2,000 aircrafts which are going to come into the Indian airspace. I am looking at capturing the workforce that's going to be globally developing. So we want our Indian workforce to go globally to different other airlines and try to take an advantage of the opportunities that are available there, and people from other countries also. Let them come to India, let them get trained, because aviation, I see globally, is also very emerging, and especially in the Asia-Pacific region, there's a lot of potential for growth there. So it is the right time for us to capture on the skilling and training workspace, and definitely we are moving in that direction.
We have new laws also, the Bharatiya Vayuyan Adhinayam. It modernizes the sector. Why was it necessary?
It was necessary because it was a pre-independence act that was there before, and a lot of the amendments that have been added to the original act was kind of made the whole act in a very disorganized manner. ICAO, which is the International Civil Aviation Organization, has recommended many times that we need a very comprehensive with the latest legislative procedures being involved in the act, and that is what we have done. And we have brought in a little bit a touch of Indianness in it by naming it the Bharatiya Vayuyan Adhinayam. So the ICAO has been a major contributor in bringing this new law. And one important aspect that we have brought in this new law is that we are trying to recognize India as a state of design and maintenance and manufacture. This was not there earlier.
Let's talk about MROs because you're mentioning that. How is that critical? It's not just about flying the planes, it's also about maintaining them. How can this be an industrial hub for airlines across the region?
I know this MRO business, the maintenance, it has been hiding under the carpet for a long time.
Yes.
And whenever we talk about civil aviation, it is the planes and the travel, the airports which get a lot of limelight. But what we are missing out is a great opportunity on having the MRO sector, which is a revenue generating sector, which is going to earn us a lot of money and also give us a lot of jobs. So the government, especially in the last 10 years, has put a lot of focus in growing the MRO business. In fact, if I can give you a number, we are only able to do 20% of the whole MRO business that a plane goes through. So imagine the kind of capacity we have, the potential we have to grow forward. In that sector, the government has also taken some proactive steps, and our vision is to grow from 2 billion, which is MRO business, $2 billion US business right now in the country. In 6 years, we want to double it and grow up to $4 billion, and we are on the way. The growth rate that we are seeing in MRO business is definitely very encouraging for us.
Thank you, Minister, very much for speaking to us. So, his most expansive interview, I dare suggest, on civil aviation so far. Mohan Naidu speaking about the potential of the Indian aviation industry, whether it is the creation of India or India becoming a hub, to helicopter operations, to flight safety, to recent threats which have taken place, to ultimately passenger safety and passenger convenience.